All right, let's talk about something every university student deals with: time. It's your most valuable resource, right? But the question is, are you actually in control of it? Today, we're going to dive in and figure out how to evaluate your time management, spot what isn't working, and build a system that actually helps you get things done without burning out. So, does this look familiar? That feeling of just sinking? You've got essays, midterms, lab reports, and social plans all swirling around you. It can get so overwhelming so fast. And you know what? It's not just you. Seriously, trying to balance your classes, maybe a part-time job, seeing your friends, and oh yeah, sleeping and eating, it is a massive juggling act. The secret isn't about finding more hours in the day. It's about getting smarter with the hours you have. Okay, so first things first, we need to conduct a time audit. Now, I want you to think of yourself as a detective for your own life. We're just gathering clues here, gathering data. The most important rule: absolutely no judgment. We just want to see where your time is really going. This whole audit thing breaks down into 3 pretty simple steps. First, we're going to take a second to think about what you actually want to accomplish. Then, the detective work begins. You're going to track your time. And finally, we'll put on our analyst hats and look for patterns. So how do you actually do this? Well, for 1 week, just 7 days, I want you to log everything. And I mean everything, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. Every lecture, every coffee break, every time you get lost on TikTok. Use a planner, an app, a spreadsheet, whatever works for you. Then, start grouping things into simple categories like these. It's the only way to get a truly honest picture. And after that week, you might end up with something that looks a bit like this. You'll see how much time goes to studying, classes, all that stuff. But honestly, the most revealing part is often this little slice right here, unaccounted for. That 10% is the mystery zone, the time that just seems to vanish into thin air. And that's exactly what we're going to investigate. Which brings us perfectly to our second big step: finding your time leaks. Think about it like a leaky pipe. Little drips of time are escaping here and there, and they add up. Our job now is to diagnose where those leaks are coming from. This is the moment for some real talk with yourself. Pull out that time log you just made. Where were the surprises? What were the biggest gaps between how you thought you spent your time and what the data actually says? Often, the culprits are the usual suspects, right? That quick 5-minute check of Instagram that somehow becomes a 45-minute scroll fest, or trying to write a serious paper while also answering texts and watching a show in the background. Just being able to name these distractions is a huge first step. Now, to get really strategic, we need to understand a critical difference. See, some tasks are urgent. They scream for your attention right now, like an email notification or a text message. But other tasks are important. These are the things that actually help you reach your big goals, like studying for that final that's still 2 weeks away. The trap we all fall into is letting the urgent stuff constantly push aside the important stuff. Okay, so we've done our detective work, we've found the leaks. Now what? Well, now we get to build our action plan. This isn't about finding one single magic bullet. It's about building a whole toolkit of strategies you can pull from to take back control. And the first tool in our kit is an absolute game changer. It's called the Eisenhower Matrix. It's such a simple but powerful idea that takes that whole urgent versus important concept we just talked about and turns it into a practical plan. Here's how it works. You look at a task. If it's both important and urgent, you do it first, no question. If it's important but not urgent, this is the sweet spot. You schedule it. This is where real progress happens. Now, if it's urgent but not important, can you delegate it or just minimize it? And finally, if it's not urgent and not important, you get full permission to just delete it. Get it off your list. All right, tool number 2 is for tackling those big, intimidating tasks you've been putting off. It's called the Pomodoro technique. This is your secret weapon against procrastination and mental burnout because it works with your brain's natural ability to focus, not against it. The magic is all in this number, 25. That's it. You set a timer for 25 minutes and you commit to working on one and only one task with 0 distractions. When that timer goes off, you stop and you take a real 5-minute break. Get up, stretch, do something else. That 25-minute sprint is 1 Pomodoro. It is shockingly effective. And of course, there are a few other awesome tools to add to your kit. Time blocking is basically giving every hour of your day a job. Digital apps like Trello or just Google Calendar can be lifesavers for organizing everything. And hey, Never, ever underestimate the power of telling a friend your plan. That little bit of accountability can make all the difference. But here's the thing, and this might be the most important part of all. A toolbox is useless if you don't actually open it up and use the tools. That brings us to our final step. Getting good at managing your time isn't something you figure out once. It's a skill you practice and improve over time. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Your system has to be flexible. The way you manage your time during a quiet week at the beginning of the semester should look totally different from how you manage it during the chaos of finals week. You have to be ready to evaluate and adjust.
So, how do you make it stick? You build in a review process. Maybe every Sunday, you take 15 minutes to look at the week ahead and see what's working. If a strategy isn't helping anymore, don't be afraid to ditch it and try something new. And remember, if you have an unproductive day, it's not a failure. It's just data. Learn from it and get back on track tomorrow. So I'll leave you with a challenge. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. That's a recipe for burnout. Instead, looking at everything we just talked about, what is the one small thing you'll commit to changing this week? Just one. Maybe it's trying one 25-minute Pomodoro session. Maybe it's just tracking your time for 2 days. Start small and build from there. You've got this.